Hunger is a problem that befell man from the primitive age. With a rapid increase of population during the early part of the 19th century and with the massive destruction of the population during the Second World War, finding food for the living became a serious problem. The agricultural scientists also launched a revolutionary effort in finding ways and means of obtaining maximum harvest from the land available. It is the Green Revolution. As a result of the Green Revolution, the agricultural scientists discovered and introduced hybrid varieties to the world. Hybridization means introducing the potentiality of one plant to another with a view to obtain a better harvest. As a result of the Green Revolution, new varieties of seeds with miracle potentiality were discovered. Although new seeds gave vent to better harvests, they also exhausted the fertility of the soil. The speed in which the natural fertility formation of the soil by means of earth decay is very slow when compared to absorption of fertility of the soil by the plants. Because of this requirement of man-made fertilizer for the growth of plants came into being. Here, priority was given for the production of basic fertilizer components such as nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium required by the plant. With this, the habit of using natural manure faded away. The quick absorption by the plant, easy usage and use of lesser quantity have resulted in the production of chemical fertilizer in large scale. Urea, superphosphate, muriate of potash are some of the chemical fertilizers. Chemical fertilizers mixed in various quantities in keeping with the requirements for the growth of plants came to the market. Here it was observed the only solution to procure a better harvest was to use mixed chemical fertilizer. Very often the cultivators grieve that however much fertilizers they use, the yield does not increase. Fertilizing the soil means we are increasing its richness. For a promising crop, merely enriching the soil is alone not sufficient. The ability to absorb water by the soil should be increased. The hardness of the soil should be lessened, thus enabling the roots to extend, and also the soil should be airy. It should be a soil that has the ability to retain its own fertility and also what is added to it from outside. The chemical fertilizer introduced from outside will not be able to maintain all these qualities in the soil. With a view to maintaining these qualities, our ancient farmers introduced various organic materials in different forms to the earth. The easiest way to add organic materials to the soil is the reintroduction of straw. Cow dung, poultry manure, compost can be used as organic fertilizer for vegetable cultivation. By the introduction of organic manure, it not only makes the soil rich in nutrients, but also maintains some of the qualities of the soil, such as water holding capacity. So, if the organic manure is used regularly, there is no need to use same type of and same amount of chemical fertilizer every season. We have to also consider the nutrient level of the soil, which was improved by the organic fertilizer. The other aspect is that the chemical fertilizer we use once will not get exhausted in one cultivation season. It remains in the soil for a number of seasons. So how do we identify which nutrient is in excess or in deficit in the soil? It is for this purpose the Department of Agriculture has set up services to inspect and analyze the soil. With the help of this service, we can know the type of manure and the quantity that should be used for a particular location. We should use only the manure and the quantity recommended. In short, the quantity of manure to be used varies from one land to another. Components of manure suitable for every land are not mixed up and sold in the market. Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium fertilizers have to be purchased separately and mixed up in keeping with the recommendations before use. First, the fertility of the soil has to be determined. As fertilizer from outside has to be added, only after the assessment of the available nutrients in the soil, the quantity of manure which will be introduced from outside will be lessened. It is economical and also the best way for a cultivator to use an unadulterated fertilizer. The trader definitely uses refuse such as earth, soil, brick powder and dolomite to adulterate fertilizer which is available for sale in the market. Whatever refuse is mixed with the mixture, it is difficult to detect, but refuse can never be added to unmixed manure available for sale. If any refuse is added to straight fertilizer, it is detectable. After reaping the harvest, the remnants of the crop together with cow dung, leaves, compost and straw as much as possible should be allowed to decay on the field, thus making the soil fertile. Then the soil should be tested and analyzed by the Department of Agriculture. It's a boon for the farmer to use only the fertilizer component which the Department of Agriculture names then as lacking in the soil. This practice will help in saving foreign exchange.